Okay, so one thing that I am seeing is just how much the meaning we apply to things will direct how we attach to those things. So, before, if I would be with a person and I would feel, um, that it's hard to describe, but just like this strong attachment, like it's limerence, it's, and I would think, oh my gosh, this person, where it's like a soul connection. Mm. What I'm running up on is that there are um, people that just go, oh yeah, we have really good chemistry. They're not thinking of it in a sense that, like, this is a person I'm supposed to be with, or this is a really unique thing that is special to our connection, and that means that this is a person I need to focus on and concentrate on. So that's very different, because before, when I would feel that feeling, I would just feel like this such a strong pull and this connection and this, you know, wanting, and it just felt like so, I don't know, like divinely inspired even. And then so I remember it was the first person that I had, had any kind of dating situation with, like in 5 years. And, I'm sitting there like, oh, we've got all this stuff in common. And like, wow, I'm like, I'm not looking at incompatibilities. I'm looking for reasons why we are supposed to be together. And one of them was this like magnetic connection. And I was like, yeah, we've got a lot of chemistry. And so not only did he conceptualize it very differently than what I was doing, he wasn't giving it the same weight that I was giving it. Because of course, why would he give it the same weight? It's not something, epic. It doesn't have this like incredibly significant meaning. And here I am making this interpretation and then looking through that lens of everything about him and our interaction and dynamic. When there were very significant incompatibilities. But I just, my conclusion was already, oh, I think I'm supposed to be with this person. And so that perception filter, it affects what information we take in, where we're putting our focus, the conclusions we draw. So when he basically just kind of like disappeared on me, I was like, what? I was not prepared for that in the slightest. With my ex, that further was complicated. That kind of habit that I was having, attributing like a strong significance to, that magnetic yearning and attraction. He was sending me that it's the Plato's, the God split human beings into two parts, and then we spend the rest of our lives looking for our other half. And so not only was I experiencing that strong magnetic attraction, but I'm automatically going, oh, okay, this means something really significant. And then pile on top of it that romantic but problematic, one soul and two bodies kind of perspective, looking for your other half kind of paradigm. So I spent 3 years yo-yoing, it was like a rubber band. Like I try and leave and I feel like yanked right back. And I truly actually wasn't even able to let go of him until he's point blank said to me, like, well, I don't really think, we have that kind of connection. I wish it were true, but I don't think it's possible. And I was like, excuse me, what? You literally spent like 3 years telling me stuff like this, the Plato thing, and I finally am like, oh my god, this must be the explanation for this, the fact that I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, and it's so intense, and there's all this stuff, and now you're telling me something different. And that was the point at which I was like, okay, you know what? He told me that because he wanted to feel a specific way. It wasn't necessarily that he actually would think it. And that's really when I finally understood that he was using me to make himself feel a certain way. And he would say certain things to inspire that feeling in myself so that I would respond to him in that corresponding way. And so he would be able to feel those feelings. So in another video, I referred to it like, I'm not someone's drug. And I was reading online today, and they were talking about, people being emotional batteries, like, well, in this case, a narcissist, but like a person using you as an emotional battery. And so I realized, and I don't think that this manipulation is intentional, but like he was wanting to feel like he was wanting to feel that what we had was unlike anything else, and he wanted to feel that. And so it didn't matter if it was true, because the feelings were more important than the facts. So then later on, we haven't seen each other in so long, and we haven't really even talked or anything. So I'm not making him feel certain ways anymore. So he's able to be more detached. It's actually very interesting to see that. It's very interesting to see in myself as I'm like now learning to date not codependently, and seeing how other people, they're not attributing massive significance to that feeling. Like, oh yeah, we have good chemistry. That to me just blew my mind, because you feel that so intensely. It feels like it should mean something. And it could just mean that our attachment system is activated. It could just mean that we really like a person. So that's kind of been different. Now, I am still, I kind of mentioned in the last video, I was going to try dating. I think I'm ready. And so I've been interacting Zoom appropriate, or COVID appropriately. And it's, I can see how old me would have just been like, wow, we are meant to be together. I feel these feelings about you. I feel these feelings just in general, and they're very intense, and that must mean something significant. And coming at it from this different perspective of like, oh, I really enjoyed being with this person. We have good chemistry. We have a lot in common, but we're still, I don't know why all my stuff's blowing up right now. We have a bunch of stuff in common. And let's be on this adventure. Let's see where it goes, versus coming at it with a predetermined idea of what our connection means. I don't want to spend another 3.5 years in such emotional turmoil and anguish because I am giving something greater weight than I should have, and I'm not able to let go when I should. So just thought I would pass that along for anybody who might need to hear it. Because seriously, a couple people yeah, we got great chemistry. And I just remember thinking oh, that's what you think. Oh, okay. That's different. I had not considered it in that light before. So hope you guys are having a great Saturday, and talk to you next time.